in Hot is presented by Betano. The game starts now. Here are your hosts, Brent Wallace, Jason York, and Bobby Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York and Bobby Ryan. It is Thursday as we get into May here. The playoffs are underway. There's sheer panic in the streets of Toronto again this morning, guys, as they lose to Florida, which is, well, maybe not for Yorkie, but for Bobby and I, very exciting. Hey, boys. Also, we can talk about Joe Pavelski, who became the oldest player ever to get 4 goals. So, Bobby, maybe there's a chance for you to maybe start working out again. He was 38.
No, no chance. No chance.
I thought maybe briefly.
Dude, I got a 9:30 fitness class today with all the housewives of Williamson County. So I go in and I poke around a little bit and, dust off the 20-pound dumbbells, but that's about it.
Look at you, Bobby, lurking in the back of the classroom, eh? I love it.
Oh yeah. You got to get the back row.
Is it a tank top?
I don't have the body for a tank top, dude. But I wear sweaters and sunglasses in the back.
Oh boy!
All right, fair enough. We'll listen. There's more to talk about later in the show. As always, it's presented by Betano. We have Drake Batherson standing by. So let's just get through our sponsor reads so we can enjoy a little bit more of hearing from Drake, who had a career season this year. Yorkie, how about you start first with Betano?
And we need a little precluder here. We're all going we've got no material in front of us. So Betano, thanks again for helping me bet on the Leafs in 5. How's that? I don't think that's going to age very well. So
no, you can't get your money back.
Big thanks to our sponsor, Betano. That's where you bet on the game. That's all I got on Betano, Wally.
Live same game parlays.
Yeah.
Download their award-winning app. They are the NGR Gaming Company of the Year. With Betano, the game starts now.
You got it, baby.
Good fill-in. Thank you. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Our show is held together loosely, and especially loosely today by renfrewpro.com. Award-winning. It's the one with the green core. You can find them at all available major retailers. You can also give them a follow on Renfrew Pro on Instagram at Renfrew Pro for free tape Fridays. You have unlimited entries. Every time you tag a friend, you get 10 more entries. They make shin pad tape. We found that out last week. I did not know that. So give them a follow. Thanks for, I don't know, the one with the green core.
Yeah, no, I think we got it. Available at all major retailers. Go to renfrewpro.com and get 10% off your first order when you sign up. Also, it's the one that Chris Neal uses a roll of every practice, and it is the only choice for Drake Batherson.
Oh, wow.
He's not here to say that yes or no, so we just threw it in there. Anyway, without further ado, we will welcome in 5-year pro now, which seems crazy. Drake, welcome to the show once again. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on, guys. Appreciate it.
That's it, buddy.
I apologize you had to listen to the beginning of that, but there's never a dull moment on this show.
I've been listening a lot. I had some upper deck packages come in, so I've been listening to the podcast and signing some text.
I love it. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get started, are you burying a 9 a.m. Diet Coke over there?
No, someone asked me that the other morning. It's a little homemade iced coffee, so.
Okay. I just want. I was like, I was no stranger to the morning Diet Coke, but I was just wondering.
I do love Diet Coke though, but no, I like a nice iced coffee. It's the first time I've woken up before 10 a.m. since the season's been over, so need a coffee to get going.
That's funny.
I get it.
We do, because I apologize. Last week I asked for you to come on, and then you replied with, that's my birthday. So apologies. Happy birthday, 25. Did you go out and celebrate?
Not much. Was supposed to go to this place downtown, this Japanese barbecue place, and walked in. It was a 3-hour wait, so just walked over to Joey Rudeau, had a bite, and then came home and watched the playoffs. So nothing too crazy.
Was there no, hey, I'm Drake Batherson card played?
No, I mean, I don't know. I went at 5 o'clock. I was like, there'll be no one there at 5. And sure enough, 3-hour wait list on a Thursday. So
you would have seen Bobby there.
Yeah.
The early bird special, buddy. Hey,
Yeah,
I know how to save money.
Oh yeah.
Drake, let's get through the season because there's lots of stuff to talk about. But you had said probably end of January, early February that it felt like a full year to get over the high ankle sprain and that you started to play better. Would that sum it up pretty well? Like, what was it like playing at the beginning of the year for you when you didn't make any comments about saying anything was wrong? And I know there was probably people going, well, Drake Batherson's got to do this or do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like making too many excuses, but when the injury happened, everyone was telling me it'd be around a year. And over the summer, you're only skating 2 to 3 times a week. And then, at the start of the year, I had a pretty good start to the season. And then as the season went along into like November, December, it was like getting to a point where I had to get it worked on before every single game almost because it was getting so tight and jacked up. And then, yeah, probably around January, I didn't have to get any treatment anymore. And ever since then, it's been fine. So it was almost like a full year of like tightness and stress around it. But yeah, for a bit there, it was getting pretty jacked up. But that's the way it goes with the high ankles. So
then how do you feel about a career high in goals and points?
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't get injured last year, I think I would have blown those numbers. Compared to this year, I would have had probably a little bit more. But overall, I think it was an okay season. Not something I'm running home about, but I know I can be better, and I'm already excited for next year. Can't wait for. I think a long summer training this year would be good for me. Last year was more rehabbing, more so than putting on any strength or anything. Just making sure my ankle is as good as it could be. And this summer I'm heading into the summer feeling great and the body's good. So I'm excited for the summer ahead and the upcoming season.
Okay, so then last question before I hand it off to Bobby for more entertainment is you tied the third longest point streak in Senators franchise history, which is you had 13 game point streak, tying Marian Hossa. For a guy that's hobbling around on one ankle, you got to feel pretty good. What's it like to go through a streak or a heater like that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, I don't know, it's just one of those sequences I'm sure you guys have had through your careers where everything just seems to, you get a touch on everything. I remember we were playing in Detroit. It was like, it was that 10 games, I think. And I made a breakout pass. I was on the bench and they scored like 15 seconds later and I had a secondary assist. So it's just like everything was going my way, it felt like. So no, it was pretty cool. I feel like McDavid has a 13-game point streak every month. So no, it was fun, but yeah, it's the way it went there. Those few weeks, everything was just going off my stick and going in. It felt like.
I got to be honest, man. I don't feel bad about the assist, but I feel bad you weren't on the ice for the plus.
It was chilly, I'll tell you.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you a little bit about golf. I knew you like to go low, but my God, buddy, fairways, greens, and one putts.
I know, buddy.
I've been there.
I should have been on tour this year. I would have been making lots of cash, but no, it was.
You're not hurting. You're not.
It was chilly there.
You're actually. I don't know if you hear the show, but Yorkie and I are always pumping you up as the second most, I guess, talented forward, we would say, or game breaking forward. In terms of all the little plays and stuff you make. So we're always pumping you up. We're always rooting for you. You're still in Ottawa. You just did you name the dog after me? We were asking. I was like, this little bulldog probably walks around, is a heavy breather, likes to hot tub and a chew before a practice. That's what he had to have.
Oh yeah. Very, very similarities between you two.
Just cat naps every hour.
Oh yeah, he sleeps like 23 hours a day, 10-minute walk, and then he's gassed. So no, he's the best. Yeah, I love him.
Why is he named Bobby?
All my buddies actually call me Bobby back home. So I don't know. I was thinking of a name and just went with Bobby Jr. So
I've known a couple of Newfies and they all had alter egos. Is that why Bobby is your alter ego after a few pints?
Yeah, that's past 11 p.m. They call me Bobby, but
I love it.
Started in high school and then into junior A and just kind of stuck with the boys back home. So even a few guys in the team now call me. So no, it's all good.
Very nice. Any plans for the summer? Outside, I know you want to get a full summer in, and you're headed home Friday. I think you said Friday. So, any trips? You're at that age? I remember that age was really tough for me because you're on the wedding tour almost too, right?
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of those lined up. But any other trips? Anything planned for just you to get reset? I guess.
Yeah, a couple weddings. 8 of us actually went to Nashville after the season. Watson's a member at Golf Club Tennessee. Yeah, unreal. We stayed at this like 10-bedroom mansion right on the course. It was like probably 100 yards from the pro shop. We went there for 3 or 4 days, and then I've been just chilling, man. I don't really do a whole lot after the year. I like just kind of unwinding. Just got a place back home, so we're gonna go home, settle into that, and probably just play a ton of golf and start training. But yeah, a couple weddings midsummer, and that's about it. Yeah. I like just kind of chilling.
How's the ankle on the golf course?
Oh, it's nice. I'm getting through the swing nice, so we're gonna be all right.
I can't believe thanks for the phone call. I live 40 minutes from there, so real nice to see you guys.
we literally played 45 holes a day, so we didn't do it.
Did you really? Yeah. I was supposed to. Whitey called me last year to kind of dial you guys all in, and then I had to leave town kind of abruptly to go back out west with the family. But I was pumped to get you guys out to Troubadour. So next time you make that trip,
I would love to. Yeah,
I'm here. Yeah,
it's my favorite city.
It's not bad, eh?
And Bobby's got a minivan now because he's got 2 kids, so he can get you all around town.
I'll get you guys around in the town and country.
Perfect. The Uber XL. Uber XL.
That's it.
You're
I'll
not
leave it to
driving.
Yorkie. We talked enough hockey. I just wanted to hear what he was doing.
You're not driving a town and country, are you, Bob? You don't have a town. Come on. You don't got a
No.
Come on now.
No.
I was like, what's the world coming to?
There's a couple of cars in the garage. None of them are towns or countries.
Okay, you had me worried there for a sec. Okay, so a couple of things, Drake. Where do you golf when you're in Ottawa? What's your go-to Ottawa course?
I've actually met a few people like outside of hockey. They're members at the Hunt Club, so I golf there a ton. But I'll play anywhere, like Eagle Creek. I can't really think of them off the top of my head. The one across Gatineau there, the private one, the Royal
Ottawa.
The Royal,
Black Marsh. Even the one by the Brook Street there, the Marshes. I'll play anywhere, honestly. But I really enjoy the Hunt Club. I play there a ton. So
great spot.
I drove the Belleville actually last week to play Black Bear Ridge. It was like 2.5 hours we drove down. So
great track, eh?
Unreal, yeah. Even like right now, it's in great shape. It was like 6 degrees out. No one was on the course. We had it to ourselves. Played in like 3 hours before something. So it was nice.
Nice. Okay, so I got to bring this up because Bob brought it up. We were tracking you one game because everybody was talking about your plus minus. So we did a video one game because just to show the kind of luck you were having, we had the video tracker on. The puck had come. It's too bad we didn't have this video, Wally. It's kind of how the season went for you with the plus minus. One of those plays where nothing to do with the play, Drake. The forward changes as the puck's going into your zone. You jump on the ice, and all of a sudden we had the camera. You cruise right in front of the net. Yep, numbers right there, another minus. So kind of crazy how that stat works, isn't it? Like when it's not going well, they just seem to pile up. Like you start, I know for me, I would start thinking about it. Like, did you actually start thinking about it?
Yeah, when it was like, I think it was like January and I was like close to 30. I was like, oh my God, this is gotta stop. Like, please. Like, I remember like the first 2 months of the year, I think I ate like 10 empty netters, like right off the bat. And I was just like, but that's the way it is. You know, it's a tough one to eat, but yeah, no, it's weird. Yeah, there was definitely some points where you just hopping on for a change and boom, it's in the net. But there's some that are my fault too. I can't say they weren't all my fault. But me and Bobby talked to like Morrissey walked me there in Winnipeg. That was a tough one. But,
Well, you weren't the first. You weren't the first.
There's a few
bad
bad.
like this.
Oh yeah.
We might have showed that. We might have showed that one too. We might have showed this. But
just puck watching.
fast forward to, I really thought when you guys got really close to getting into the playoffs, and it was just before that Western road trip, you really seemed to elevated your game when the energy ramped up. There was more on the line, and I thought, Timmy, Brady, and yourself, you just seemed to really take it to another level. Is that when you just started to feel really healthy? Like, how do you point your finger on that, Drake? Because I thought you were great when there was a lot of skin on the line.
Yeah, I think just like the last 3-4 years, by January we knew we were already out of the playoffs. So it's just like it was different this year, whereas we were pretty close, from the All-Star break on. I feel like so every game was important. That was probably the first time since maybe I was in Belleville that really games meant something. So every hockey player lives to be in those moments. So we were all excited. Obviously, we won a ton in a row. We beat Detroit twice there at home, which was huge. And then, just a tough road trip out west. So, no, I think, throughout my career in junior and stuff, when the playoffs, I've always been known to show up. And, that's what I try my best to do in those big moments in those games. And wish we could have won a few out west to make it even tighter coming in. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
Just back to the plus minus, because we didn't talk about it all the time.
Come on,
but are you happy that you didn't finish the end of the year with the green jacket? That somebody was able to move past you?
Yeah, I seen that. I think I was third or fourth, right?
Yeah.
You were in the money. You were in the money.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Got a nice paycheck, but didn't take it. No, I wouldn't have liked having that, but no, looking back on it now, I guess it was pretty funny, but in the moment it wasn't that funny. But no, it's all good. Next year it'd be nice for pluses.
I've been on that board. I was on that board. I know you. When Mike Commodore goes out and posts it, you're like, oh, I gotta be 6 because he only posts 5.
Now, knowing how good hockey players are to one another, was it? Did you hear about it very often in the room?
It was more like I'd come in and say something like, "Oh, here we go, another -2 tonight." The boys would start laughing, but no, they wouldn't give it to me at all. But I just kind of bring it out and chirp myself, really.
Well, hey, listen, you were only 15th worst all-time franchise history for plus minus, so there's a lot more ahead of you than -35. So there you go.
Perfect.
Let's try not to have this discussion in a year from now, though. Okay.
Yeah. I would love.
Well, I was terrified when you said
next year.
When you said you watched the show. I'm like, I hope he hasn't watched the episodes where we talk about him.
No.
There's I don't know how to put this properly. Tim Stützle, as you played with many games, seemed to be on a different level at times. What did you see playing alongside of him? And we'll get to Claude Giroux in a sec.
Yeah, he's just a centerman that can break out the puck himself and just create offense out of nothing. Like, he's not scared to take a guy one-on-one, where I feel like there's maybe 10, 12 guys in the league that do that, really. When I get the puck, I'm usually looking to pass. Where he gets the puck, he's looking to beat a guy and then make a play. So he's just so dynamic, and he has the speed to do that. Like most guys don't. I don't think so. And yeah, there was a stretch this year where it was like January, February, every game he was getting 2 to 3, and it was just insane. We were just shaking our heads on the bench, and he just plays with so much confidence and such a fun player to watch, for sure.
Is he fiery? Does he have a bit of temper? I don't want to get taken out of context, but we've seen him on the bench. We saw Claude Giroux come over and look to calm him down a bit, like that father figure. Does he have a bit of fire, I guess, in him?
Oh yeah, like when we're playing 2-touch before the game, if you give him a bad pass, like he's looking right through you. He's pissed. Like whenever he's just so competitive at anything, and especially on the ice when it counts, he's definitely fiery, and he wants to win as much as anyone. So you want those guys on your team, though.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of on your team, Claude Giroux, we make a big deal about him watching, but I don't know what it's like necessarily in the room. And you're a young guy, same position. You get to talk to a guy that's got 1,000 points, 1,000 games. What was he like for you to have on the team this year?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like growing up, him and Sid were probably my favorite players. So whenever the Flyers were on TV, my old man would take me down to the basement and we just watched Giroux the whole game. And now I'm sitting next to him in the dressing room. So it's pretty cool looking back on it now. And just an unbelievable guy, unbelievable player. He kind of keeps it to himself and just goes out there every night and puts the work boots on and kind of leads by example. And such a talent, and had an unbelievable year this year. And just the little things he takes from the game and just learning from him, talking to him is awesome. And he's just you can talk to him about anything in life too. He's just a great guy, and we're lucky to have him for sure.
For sure. I meant to ask, the Lions juggled a lot this year, and I don't want you to go into that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to know for you personally, who you felt like the most, who did you have, and it doesn't have to be a center, like who complements your style of play the best and kind of fits in, and you have that chemistry, and you kind of, the feeling when you got a guy that you just know where they're going, where they want the puck. For me, it was Mika was a big one, and some other guys, but what about you?
Yeah, I think me and Norris, I mean, obviously Josh didn't play a lot this year, but me and him have always had that good connection on the ice, even way back to Belleville when we played together his first year pro. We've always kind of clicked, and it would have been nice to play with him this year, I think, up the middle. But, I like playing with everyone, honestly. I don't want a single guy out here, but, Shane's going to be an unbelievable player. I knew last year when we were both injured, just skating with him, he was a special talent, and obviously scored 20 goals this year in a rookie season after pretty much a full year off last year. So even playing with Brinksy was fun too. A guy who can score and make plays. But yeah, I was kind of all over the map this year, so I felt like I didn't really get a chance to play a full season with anyone, which would have been nice, obviously. But that's the way it goes, and you just got to be ready to go every night, no matter who you're playing with.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Drake, what's the expectations next year? Everyone's so excited for where this group's going to be. What do you guys feel in the room? Like what do you think you guys can accomplish next year? There's got to be a lot of positivity, right?
For sure. I think making the playoffs, we got to make the playoffs next year for sure. Obviously, I just turned 25, 5 years pro down the drain, and still haven't played in the playoff game yet. So I think anything short of the playoffs would be a disappointment. And then, get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Say we squeaked in like Florida did, maybe we beat the Bruins. You never know, right? So car alarm's going off. But
Thought safe in Westboro?
Yeah. Dog got out. But oh my God. The old lady's gotta shut her off. But no, sorry about the playoffs. Like, yeah, maybe we get in and we beat the Bruins and we're playing Toronto right now. So I'm watching the games. It's tough to watch when we could have been there maybe, but I'm excited to maybe for us to be in it next year and playing in those games.
Are you watching any of the Seattle series right now? Like that's crazy what's going on, what they're doing so far. Like to your point, just get in, right? And anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of the Colorado series, obviously because Nate was playing against them. But last night I passed out, I didn't miss it, but woke up to Pavelski scoring 4, which is pretty cool. And they find a way to get it done in overtime. So it just goes to show, I think anyone can beat anyone, and if you get hot for a week and a half, you can win the series. So it's Bobby would know, and you guys as well. But I'm excited to just play in the playoffs and see what it's like. Been watching for too long.
Yeah. You said 8 of you went to Nashville. I know of 5. I think I've seen. Oh, maybe Matthew Joseph is 6. So Sanderson, Pinto, Watson, Gambrell, you,
Brady,
Sanderson,
Pinto, Joseph, Kastelik.
My point. I guess my point is we know how that's a pretty big group for this team to hang out with after spending 82 games together. I think it shows how tight you are, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you just got a good deal on a house.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, on the road, we're going for dinner, like some nights 10 to 12 guys, and we're playing credit card roulette and you're eating the bill. Like it's tough. Like, can we just go 2 or 3 guys and pick up a $300 tab once in a while? But no, it's nice. I mean, it sucks when you get stuck with the bill, but your chances are good to not get it. But yeah, I mean, we have our team are so young, and we're all kind of the same age besides, 5, 6 of the older guys. So we're just naturally, we bond together and we're all have the same interests. So we're around each other every day and yeah, just doing anything together.
Drake, who brings it up all the time to play? Because usually the guy that brings it up loses. That's usually the way it goes. Yeah. Who's the guy that always wants to play credit card game for dinner?
I don't know. We always just kind of done it the last 2 years. So now it's just a given, you're playing, or Birds in the Bush. I don't know if you guys played that one. G likes that one with the salt packs.
Oh yeah. Sugars,
yeah. So we'll do either one of those. Those are fun.
Okay, we gotta explain because
please.
I play Birds in the Bush with my buddies at the golf course, Drake. So you gotta explain to our viewers how Birds in the Bush goes.
Yeah, so you get like 3 sugar packs, and you put, so say I'm using this hand, you put whatever 1, 2, 3 or 0 in your hand, and everyone sticks out their hand. You got to guess like the total. So say there's 10 guys, I'll say there's 25. And everyone opens up their hand. Everyone guesses a number, and then everyone opens the hand, and whoever guesses the numbers out. And then it goes down to like 1-on-1. So like, say it's me versus you, and I know I have 3 in my hand. I'm going to say like 5, right? So it just goes back and forth until someone loses. Yeah.
We were playing that once at the golf course, and I slow play it all the time. So my one buddy has his hand up, puts his other hand up and scratches his hands. So he's got 3 in his hand.
You guys will be taking sips of their drinks. I'm like, oh, he's got 0 for sure.
Who's the unluckiest credit card player?
Oh, I think Timmy must say like probably close to 10 this year. It was nuts. Oh. Like 4 in a row of like 8 guys. It was tough, but I ate a tough one this year too in Washington. It was like 15, 16 guys. It was crazy. But
where were you for that dinner?
I forget, some Italian spot there in, was it Georgetown or whatever? I forget what.
I always hated playing that game when you were at a steakhouse and the boys were ordering truffle everything.
Oh,
like, I'm not.
Like, how do we really need 4 lobster mac and cheese here? Like,
right?
No dessert.
True. Yeah.
You had to switch gears, I guess. You had Alfie on the ice this year more than ever, if I'm not mistaken. Did you learn anything from him being on the ice? What's it like to have him around? And have you played the keep away game with him?
Yeah, so I think he would skate with the injured guys when we go on the road. But I stayed here for Christmas, and we went in on Boxing Day and played 3-on-3. And he was out there. It was pretty cool. Obviously, his boots have slowed down, but he still got it, like the hands and the way he thinks the game. It was pretty cool. And he coached a red and white game earlier on in the year too. Yeah, for my team, and it was pretty awesome just hearing his feedback, after a shift and just helping guys out. It was nice. Yeah.
So cool. Can Alfie coach?
I mean, why not? He's a Hall of Famer, so he knows his things too. Yeah.
Okay, so we've wasted this much time to get to the big story, and that's what's the excitement level having Ryan Reynolds in the building? And now add to that perhaps Snoop Dogg wanting to be part of the action.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's been so much everywhere I go. Everyone's asking about it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just waiting to see the Twitter feed like everyone else, So
yeah,
it'd be pretty cool. I think. Obviously, both of them are pretty famous, and they got pretty cool plans for the team. So you see what Reynolds has done with his businesses, even the soccer team there. It's pretty cool, and obviously Snoop. So we'll see what happens, and I'll be happy with either.
Okay. But when you see, so what was that game like when he's in the stands? What's the energy from the group?
Yeah, I think that's the loudest I've ever heard the rink when they put him up on the Jumbotron. It was pretty cool seeing him up there. Obviously, watched a ton of his movies and know a lot about him, so it was pretty cool for myself. And I'm not a big celebrity guy. I remember this was last month. I walked by Ken Griffey Jr., like the baseball player, and like I had no idea who he was. And the guy's like, "That's Ken Griffey Jr." I'm like, "Oh, I grew up under a rock in Nova Scotia, man, with 3 channels. So I don't know anyone." Yeah,
I worked at one of those channels.
All the American boys would have known him, right? But the Canadian guys do not play ball sports. There's no baseball, there's no basketball, there's none of that. So yeah, probably the American guys probably were blown away by him being there, but you guys were like, yeah, if it's not Grants, who cares?
Yeah, even football. I don't think I talked about the NFL till I turned pro. Like,
yeah,
no one really watches it back home. But
so then
I got to know, did you guys keep? Because I always ran a pretty tight fantasy league there for fantasy football. Who's in charge and who won it this year?
I think Shabby made the league this year, or Brady, one of the two, and Forsberg and Holden went splits on a team and won it. So.
Oh, I hate splits. I hate when teams.
Yeah.
Duchesne and Dzingel used to do that all the time, and then you just hear them arguing about who to play all week. You're like, just take your own team and make your own decision. Sweeten the pot.
I had no idea what I was doing. It was my first year. I didn't do bad. I lost the second round of playoffs, so I got one of my buddies to do the draft for me. Then it was a little bit
smart.
Football.
Yeah, smart.
I was FaceTiming him when anyone offered me a trade or anything like that. But no, it's fun. Gives you something to look forward to. And like my first 4 years pro, everyone's talking about this fantasy, and I have no idea. And that's the only conversation all year for the first half of the year. So I was like, I got to get in.
You got to get in.
See what this is about.
Drake. So just back to this kind of curious for me. So back to Reynolds for a sec. So let's say he gets the team. You know he's going to do a movie about the team. There's going to be a reality show. Everybody talks about Brady. Everybody talks about Tim Stützle. Who's someone, though, if that movie happened, that people would be really surprised to be a pretty interesting cat on the Ottawa Senators? Like maybe a guy that would say, I never knew this about this guy. Like, this guy's a pretty funny dude. Like, who's somebody on your team that would surprise people?
Gee, I don't know.
It was made for Colin White, that's for sure.
I was going to say, yeah.
For sure. I feel like I would love to just ISO-cam Zuby for like 24 hours. Just go to his house, see what he's up to. Like, I never know what that guy's thinking.
Does anybody know?
I maybe talked like full conversation to that guy for like 2 minutes in 3 years now. Like I try my hardest. Zuby, how's your day? Good. I'm like,
Drake, does he know? Does Zub know that he's kind of like a cult figure, like in the city? Does he know that?
I mean, I think he's the only guy on the team that gets the puck and people yell his name every time, pretty much. So it's pretty cool. People absolutely love him. So I would love to know what's going on up in his head, but he'd be funny.
There you go.
That might be the idea, Drake. Don't say anything ever again, and then people will think you're the most interesting man.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there's a picture of you coming into the rink, holding a jug of water on your shoulder. Is there a story behind that, or are you just thirsty?
Yeah, Nick Holden, he refuses to drink out of the plastic smart water bottles at the rink. He brings his Lululemon metal container everywhere he goes, like on the road, you name it. And like I pull up to the rink and he's carrying it too. I'm like, hey buddy, like I'll grab one for you. And like, so my uncle Dennis owns a water company. So I used to work for his company for 4 years. So I know like all the tricks. Over the shoulder is like the easiest way to carry it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
I used to do that every, like in high school, 2 days, like Tuesday and Thursday, I would go to work. I wouldn't go to school. So I was always carrying those things, and they're 50 pounds a pop too. So, I mean, I was working on a truck that carried close to 450 of those, and we were delivering all of them one day up 3 flights of stairs, you name it. So I'm used to carrying up those.
Drake, I gotta tell you. So Uncle Dennis, Denny Vial, right?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something. When you go back to see Uncle Denny, he is one of the biggest grinders you'll ever meet in your life. I played junior with him. I played in the minors with him, and I played in the NHL with him. You know, when you put money up on the board for a game,
Oh yeah.
we had to just grind Denny VL. So one day we're playing a team he's played for. So somebody tapes up on the board 3 hotel shampoo bottles, 6 soaps, and 2 dressing room gray shirts. that was Denny's. That's what he was putting up for the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, he was pretty cheap. Yeah. Alfie was telling me a story this year. They had practice, and then they went to Dennis's apartment quick before they were going to the plane. And Dennis is like, I got to grab a shower quick. And Alfie just sat on the couch, went to turn on the TV. The TV wouldn't work. And he's like, Denny, like, what's going on with the TV? He's like, I turn the cable off when we go on the road, man. Like, just save money any way possible. But no, he's living now, so he did the right thing. Yeah.
Hey, best laugh ever though, eh? Big belly laugh, like what a beauty.
Yeah, he's great, man. I love going over there. He built across the street from me growing up, so like we were always together. Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, I love him. Great guy.
Yeah.
5 years, 176 games with the Ottawa Senators. I can't tell you the total PIMs, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Okay, so it seems like it's as you talk about wedding season, it always seems like there's a couple guys each year get engaged. Parker Kelly and your good friend Igor Sokolov just recently got engaged. Have you talked to Igor and given him your best wishes?
Yeah, it was on my birthday actually. I'm pretty sure, and he FaceTimes me. I'm like, this is pretty weird. I know he's in Miami, and he shows me the ring right away. And he texts me. He's like, I wanted to call my billet brother first guy I met in Canada. Like whatever. We're still pretty tight, but no, it's pretty cool. And I think I was one of the first ones to know, like before anyone. So it was pretty awesome, and happy for him. Yeah, that's the new wave. Everyone's getting engaged young now, I guess.
What about you?
No, I'm a few years down the line. I'm keeping it old school, man.
There you go.
So what kind of wedding gift does Igor Sokolov need?
I don't know. Maybe a gift card, First Choice haircutters or something like that. I don't know. Get the curls out of there. He's got to get all dolled up for the wedding.
Get them cleaned up. Yeah. The summer, when you do return home and resume skating, which I don't know if that's sooner or later because of the longer summer. So no Nathan MacKinnon, no Sidney Crosby, and no Brad Marchand in the playoffs. Will it be the crankiest group of players on the ice this year?
I know. I was talking to Sid last night about that. I said you can go with Nate on the 201s this year, man. I know if I go with him and I don't make that play, he's gonna let me know. But no, it's all fun. I mean, everyone's trying to push each other out there, and after practice, he might snap on me a few times, but then he's like, "Let's go grab lunch." So he's just great, and that's why they're so good. They're just like pushing themselves like that.
It is intense, eh?
Yeah.
What's that?
It is intense, right? Like you guys keep standings for 3-on-3 or whatever, right?
Yeah, like I'll give you a story. Nate won the cup last year, and he's on the ice 2.5 weeks after he won the cup, like banging a stick on the boards. I'm just like, I look at Sid, I'm like, man, he just hoisted it at like 2 weeks ago. Like, what's going on here? But that's just the way he is, man. Yeah, it's funny.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you living any closer to where you train? Because I remember there was a story about that like you were commuting quite a ways. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, I always lived like in my hometown after my first couple of years pro, and all my buddies were home for the summers. But I actually just bought a place like probably 20 minutes outside of Halifax, so I'm close to everything now, and still 40 minutes from home too. So it's a nice location where I'm at. Yeah, I'm loving it.
So it's Sidney Crosby's guest house.
Pretty much, yeah. He's welcome.
So have you gone to both cup parties or just Nate's? How many parties have you been to?
No, just Nate's. I would have started skating with them when Sid won his second one, so I just missed his. But yeah, I went to Nate's last year. Nate had I'm pretty sure he got a private jet just for the Cup guys to come a day early. So he had it for 2 full days, and it was unreal, man. Yeah, it was cool.
Did you touch the cup? And then what was the party like once the cameras went away?
No, I was on the opposite side of where the Cup was. Yeah, it was a great party, man. Like the first night he had in his backyard, and there's probably like just family members and close friends, maybe like 30 people, 40 people. And then the second night he took it downtown and had the parade that day, and it was like close to 200 people rented out this huge patio on the boardwalk, and it was great, man. Just seeing the excitement in everyone and the whole town, like the people that came out for the parade it was insane. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah,
I did Crosby's parade there, however many years ago that was now. There's a picture, I think you posted it on Instagram, of you, Nate, and Sid. And I don't think any of you look sober at that point. Would that be
yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that sounds
do they let their hair down afterwards? Do like they play a pretty stoic game? Do they like to have a little bit of fun?
I mean, they're normal guys. At the end of the day, everyone likes to have a little fun, right? But it was great. Yeah, I think we were just all celebrating for Nate. Everyone was so pumped for him. So it was a great night.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Drake, we'll let you go since you get to pack up and head back home, but we appreciate this. I do, and we all hope that there's playoffs ahead next year. One thing's for sure, it should be an exciting year regardless, with the new ownership coming in and seeing how that's all going to play out. So we wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you back in September, October.
Yeah, no, sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me on. Love chatting.
Take care. There goes Drake Batherson, always carrying
Drake.
the water for the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, boy.
There goes Drake Batherson. One of my favorite people. He's always been extremely good to talk to. You know, Bobby, and you appreciate this, in Yorkie, a long time ago, reporters could come into the locker room and sit down and have little chats. It's not so much that way anymore because the players try to get out and whatever. Drake was always a guy that we just used to love and sit to chat and just shoot the shit. And I always appreciated that about him. Yeah,
he's great. He's got a touch of old school in him, right? So
yeah.
I had him when he was young, or obviously when he came in, and just assimilated himself so well into our room. And we'll talk all day and loves being around the guy. So like the perfect guest actually for a show. So
I meant to ask if he's a hockey nerd. Is he a hockey nerd? No, he's very well in touch with the game and has a great pulse for the game in the room. But he's a great room guy. So not a nerd by any means. He's not a guy that's always fiddling with different things. He just kind of goes about his business.
You know what, guys? For a couple of things, we talked about Denny Viella on the show. Denny actually called me when Drake first came. I think it was his first or second year, and he asked if I could take him into my house. And he was potentially going to live with me. What a great kid that would have been to have, because I have young boys, a great role model. And you took the words out of my mouth, Bob. He's got old school in him, and you look what his contract's at and what he's doing. And I'm not just talking about the production. That's a guy you don't trade. Like that's a guy you build around. You could tell when we talked about where the Ottawa Senators could potentially go, how genuinely excited he is for this team to take the next step, man. That's this guy's a keeper, man. And you just hope for good things for a player like that, because you can tell he really loves the game and he really wants to do well.
I agree.
Quickly, because you guys both played for the Sens, to see Snoop Dogg on ESPN discussing the Ottawa Senators and making them, I'll say, cool. Well, let's not forget, Ottawa is at the bottom of the league when it comes to fan interaction, if you will. Ottawa has the lowest viewership of all the 7 Canadian teams. It's just a small market, and that's all. Does it seem kind of neat to see this kind of reaction and chatter about a team that you guys once played for?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's great to see it. You never heard the Ottawa Senators, and I live in the States. You never hear the name. People are probably running to Google them right now as Snoop Dogg's talking about them, right? So, I mean, it's great exposure. It's great exposure to the Southern, to the U.S. So I'm not going to say just anything you can have. I mean, if they're being talked about on ESPN, they're headed in the right direction with everything. So it's awesome. I absolutely thrilled. I played there for 7 years, came back and never heard a peep about the Ottawa Senators, right? So if they're on ESPN, it's a good thing.
Yeah, for me, it's twofold. Having played here and being from here, it's very, very cool, very unique. Obviously, I played for a bunch of different other teams, but Ottawa was the team I played the most for and the team I have the most roots for. I just think it's the hockey team, especially, but for the city, like for where this city's going, and I know the plans they have for what kind of rink they want to build here. Like it's cool that Ottawa is going to start to get the good concerts instead of the shitty ones. Like we're going to get, because usually the concerts go Montreal and they go to Toronto. Now what these people want to do is they want to make Ottawa a stop. And the hockey's one thing, but it's the whole way how Ottawa is viewed around the world. And Bob, you hit it right on the head there when they're talking about Ottawa on ESPN and the Tonight Show as well. When you got Ryan Reynolds talking to Jimmy Fallon and Ottawa and Vanier come up in one thing, like that's we're headed for different times here.
It is. It's exciting. But it makes me laugh. We wrote in the newspaper an article about how they shouldn't be a downtown arena or there isn't one needed or whatever. And I was like, yeah, for 5 minutes, can we just try and celebrate for just 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, Wally, I will say this, like I'm of the mind, it doesn't, it's great if it goes downtown, but if for some reason it didn't, there's 75 acres in Canada. It's not the end of the world. As long as you build an unbelievable complex, which they will, people will come. So to me, it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter. I just think it's once this facility gets built, it's a game changer for the city.
I agree. Because here's the argument, and Yorkie played in the middle of it. Ottawa was at the top for attendance for years.
It doesn't matter.
They haven't moved the arena, and they were selling out all the playoff games well before Eugene Melnyk owned this team. It has nothing to do necessarily with the location. They will come to the games if they want to come, and it's not because of how they're going to get there. I know it's preferable to be downtown, but that arena is not the issue.
Where it's more preferable to be downtown is for the other events, for concerts, because a lot of the people that come to concerts are coming for Quebec. Like that's where it's really going to. But as far as the hockey fans go, that building's going to be sold out no matter where it is. I don't care what anybody says. There is a huge fan base in the west end of Ottawa that supports this team that went away during the dark times of the Eugene Melnyk era. They went away, but they're coming back now, and everyone's coming back. So look forward, positive vibes. It's going to get done, and it's going to be exciting.
The only thing I will say that sucks about the arena is there's nothing around it. That you can't just walk. You can't take the LRT when it works and get dropped off, go to the restaurants, have some drinks, and then take the LRT home. Like that's a bit of a drawback for me. It says there's nothing around it. When you go to Montreal, you go to the restaurant, then you just walk over to the arena, or Toronto, awesome. Right? That's real. So that's the one thing that they're missing with that. The original plans of the Palladium was to build a whole entire complex. Remember that?
They screwed it up. They put car dealerships and stuff around there but hey, they had to put something there, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I still want the arena downtown, and I'm still excited to see how this is going to play out, whoever owns them. Bobby, you maybe should get involved. Listen, you're still making 1.8. Maybe defer that and then take his ownership.
Nope.
You got enough land. Bob's a land baron. He's got land everywhere.
Yeah. No, I've stretched thin on the real estate. I'm good.
All right, boys. Thanks again to Drake, and we will see you next week. As always, appreciate you watching Coming In Hot, presented by Botano. Go to botano.ca.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Take care.
Coming In Hot is brought to you by Botano.ca. Please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to never miss an episode.